Okay, I'm going to talk a little about a couple of real estate cover-ups that I've seen. One was in 2006. Everybody believed that real estate was going to continue to go up, and there was this graph by the U.S. Census Bureau that showed that over a 70-year period since the Great Depression, that real estate had gone up consistently for 70 years. Only 3 years a $100,000 home fell $250, and they said, that's a Christmas thing. They had cold weather. The next summer, real estate went up nationwide, and so what happened was the East Coast cycle, local real estate cycle, was 3 years ahead of the West Coast. So when the West Coast was going up and the East Coast was falling, it averaged out. And so the U.S. Census Bureau, not wanting to, create scares, they just simply kept showing this, and people just kept buying. And 5 million people, as a result, lost their homes with the subprime loans and the Alt-A and Option Arms loans, where they adjusted the much higher payments and they were unable to pay. Then I see another thing happening here in 2014. These are new home sales. The average new home sales are 800,000. That's the average of new home sales per year. And since in 2014 only 420,000 new homes are being built and sold, it is being said that this is way below the average of 800,000. So therefore, the children of the baby boomers, the millennials, are not buying homes. And over the last 9 years, prior to 2013 and prior, a lot of people weren't graduating, a lot of millennials weren't graduating from college. And so these people will never buy homes. And so home building is depressed. We don't know if this will ever change. This is a bad trend. America's going downhill. And I believe that this is just a huge cover-up. In the past 3 weeks, I've read 3 articles that show these numbers and are saying that the millennials are not buying homes. And I look at this and I say, this is a complete joke, because currently in 2014 and prior, 13, 12, the banks have been unloading 500,000 bank-owned, these are the shadow inventory, bank-owned foreclosures. And so this 500,000 homes that are owned by banks, that aren't, nobody's living in them, are being sold, and the real number that's going into the economy is 420,000 plus 500,000, which is 920,000, which is 120,000 above the average. So the millennials are buying homes. They are getting jobs as they approach 30 and they have children and they move out of the house, or as it gets too much for a 2-bedroom apartment, they go out and buy 3-bedroom homes. This is happening. I see my nephews, buying homes and saving up the down payments. Not all of them have the down payment, but some of them do. And so we see here that we are above this 800,000 at 920,000 sales that are going into the economy. So the millennials are buying homes, and this is just a complete joke. So saying that this is going to go on for many, many years is also a joke, because this 500,000 bank-owned foreclosures that are being sold per year, well, that should go away at the end of 2015, early 2016. And so what will happen is in 2016, when the city with a lot of foreclosures in it, they don't have this supply of foreclosure sales, suddenly the homes are going to be bid up in price. And so 2016 on, we should get increased inflation in home prices, and also in this 420,000 building, that will just jump right back to 920,000. Home builders should do very well the second half of this decade. And so I see this as just, why would people do this? Why would they write these ads and leave out this type of information? And I found this out in 2009 when I made a couple of videos on YouTube. I found out that if I'd make a positive video about real estate, I'd get a lot of thumbs down, because everybody was down on real estate in 2009. But if I'd make a negative video about real estate, that there was still another wave of foreclosures coming with the Alt-A and option arms loans, oh boy, I got all those thumbs up. Everybody liked to hear that the economy was going to pot, that everything's bad. Okay, and I find that people feed off this negative news because most people are negatively programmed, watching too much news, and there's a lot of negative things in the news. But this is just a cycle. And when this supply of foreclosures dries up, the cities where they had the most foreclosures are going to have the biggest price jumps because the builders can't compete in those areas. So they're in other areas, like Houston, Texas, they're building and selling. But in other areas where there's lots of foreclosures, there's very, very little construction going on because they can't compete with these depressed foreclosure sale prices that are very, very cheap. So that are sold well below market value. So what will happen is after 2015 we should get renewed increases in home prices, and it should be sharp. It should be very, very strong, even without jobs, because the banks just simply have too much money to loan. The banks and businesses at $8 trillion. Currently on FederalReserve.gov there's $1.24 trillion in circulation. When that $8 trillion starts to get loaned in a higher interest rate environment, when the foreclosures get sold off, real estate will easily double, triple, quadruple in price, and in some cities even go higher. I hope you liked the video. Have a nice day.